Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. I guess the message of the market right now is sort of very frothy, uppy, maybe a little bit too late to chasey, sell into rally. Make money from tradey kind of environment. But at the same time, too, you can feel the clock is ticking. And even today in the stock market, it's kind of like somebody just sneezed a little bit and everybody went, whoo! And market darlings, things like apples and stuff, they're looking a bit heavy here. So it might be tough slog for a little while, and of course, in that kind of environment, the risk offers have just been absolutely destroyed of late. So maybe we start to see them come back. Remember we talked about this bond market histogram just looks like a train wreck here. Risk on, looking pretty uppy. So you can't say that there isn't stuff moving up, and if you are actually trading a trading plan and you're buying the bottom ends or ranges, you can't say you can't make money in this market. I mean, it's ridiculous. Does this go on forever and ever and ever? Absolutely not. Also too, if you're trading crypto and you're doing things like crypto versus Bitcoin or crypto versus Ethereum, just make darn sure to do the tax calculations on what was the dollar or euro figure when you bought it, what is the dollar euro figure when you sold it, and make sure to keep a little bit on the sidelines for your local tax man. Mafia does not like to be denied their vig. Anyway, Sjord's going through a little bit of alteration of the dashboard right now, so I think actually this is reporting bullish percentage rather than the breadth, but we're working on doing both. So this should default to breadth, but what I'd really like to see happen here is things like we get both the breadth on one side and the bullish percentage index on the other. And that'll actually give us a really powerful trading signaling system. So super stoked for that. Work in progress. We're slowly working away. And of course, while we're doing that, we're just running our trading plans and banging out doubles. And it was actually really cool in today's daily brief. Kevin came on. I let him speak a little bit today. Today is Wednesday. Kevin's day to talk on the daily brief, and he's getting better and better with every episode. And sort of summarizing our TRI-SOF meeting last night, our stock pickers club. A couple of interesting ideas we're kicking around. I can't remember where I was going with that. Kevin's so awesome. He's just the best. Oh yeah, he reconciled all my trades since January. And it turns out it's about, actually in the year I did about 100 trades there in the little registered account. And I'm batting about 80%, so I'm feeling pretty good. While Sjord is working away building out the platform that we'll be using for the future, we're still just trading away manually. And the interesting thing is if we can get the computer to think the same way you manually need to do this, then oh my goodness, we're unstoppable. Anyway, all I'm going to say right now is the market really isn't oversold. I do believe to a certain degree the market is overbought. And as markets keep working their way higher, probably best to, just pay yourself. This is hard work. They're reflating asset prices. Markets go up, markets go down. So this is an opportunity, if you are here to make money from trading, to pay yourself for your hard work. Fascinating to see the battle in the US dollar index here today, gapping violently higher here on the trading view version of this chart. You know my thoughts. I definitely think we have gone through a U.S. dollar index pivot. Exactly where this takes us, I have no idea. How long it takes to develop, no idea. Not really a short-term sort of futures trade, more sort of like long-term sort of growth versus value. Yeah, well, not really growth versus value, but kind of like paper assets versus hard assets, and which is the market's preference. Now, actually, I think we go into about a 10-15 year paper asset preference cycle. Stock's a little waffly. Like I said, Apple was firing some interesting signals there, and this could form a 3-bar fractal. And if you look at this entire range on the S&Ps, there's no doubt about it. This stuff's getting risky, right? If we just do our good old 38.2 first stop target, Collins pump chaser zone, that was the lows from back in the fall. This is all open air here if things fall apart here, so just be aware of that. It's getting risky again. Oil, actually, it was interesting. Kevin did a better study on the oil off of a deferred contract, not taking this nonsense into account. What was that? That was it a specific contract, Kevin, or was it just the CL2? I can't remember what he did there. I don't know whether he's here or not.
I was just using the CL2.
Hey, there you go. Thanks, sir. Actually, I kind of looked at this and I went, holy shit, we just hit the upside objective. So I don't know. We might have a slight disagreement on this chart. But having said that, I think this CL2 chart's probably a little bit more user-friendly. Yeah, look at that. Boink. It's totally nailed that ABCD objective. So, back in my crude oil prop trader kind of days, mind you, this is set up horribly. If I was botting, actually, I'd be thinking about getting out of the trade at that level. Might be interesting, too. You see there is a tight little W down in here. So let's see if Foggy gives us a level off of that. Where's Chaos? There it is. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like the market's really respecting that. There's a cute little one in here. 877's in there now. Yeah, it looks like the market likes that one. And then, of course, if we think reload zones, ironically enough, we're now finally coming into the place where the professionals probably are thinking about letting them have some. 88.6. So that ABCD is your 88.6 Kavarkinator level. Interesting. I don't know whether you see that, Kevin. And then maybe, too, we draw a simple trend line. Boom, boom. Yeah. I don't know. That's tough for me to get too bullish on that chart. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. If we got, and now actually I can start thinking about going this way. So, if we got a nice little, especially if it came up against this trend line, it went kind of like that. Man, that might set up a really nice trade. Sell in May and walk away, all that kind of talk. So that's probably what I'm going to be thinking about over the near term here. Yeah, let's see how it goes. As I said, stock market, very, very risky. There's a lot of risk in this market right now. And I think actually this is the culprit right here. Is people are going to realize that, oh, money's not free? Imagine that. No more universal basic income talk? No, get off your ass and get a job. I got a funny feeling that's the tone of the conversation over the next little while, but anyway, we'll see what happens. So interest rates cranking down. Remember I showed you the bond histogram. We should be thinking about some sort of bottom here, but, lower highs and lower lows. So this kind of remember the U.S. dollar. Remember we were going through this, and it just kept banging lower, lower, lower. So ultimately, this bond market's probably going to look like that U.S. dollar chart looked like, right? And that's where the U.S. dollar is now. And by the time this actually happens, that U.S. dollar is going to be all the way reflated, and it sets up the whole game to go the other direction. So anyway, I don't know if it's going to look like this, but that would be my hunch, something along those lines. And you know the irony of it all, right? Where's Kavarkinator bidding? Probably this thing bottoms at exactly Kavark's bid level. So where's that? It is, oh, at the other direction. Haha, teased you. Boom. There you are. Look at that. Kavark, this is you. You bastard. Turns out Kavark's a gnarly pit trader. So that's 159.08. So we're at 164.14. Mr. Bond King still got another 5 points of pain to go here. Poor guy. Oh, goodness. So anyway, there you go. Merry Christmas. The message, unfortunately, here, though, is this was free money, free money, free money. This is money costs money, money costs money. And it'll probably be what derails this sort of bull market in the stock market. Anyway, we'll see what happens. The Gorge, being another one of these risk-off kind of assets, just looks like a train wreck here. Is anybody calling up that Warren Buffett gang and complaining and asking for their money back on that gold buy recommendation from back in here? And actually no, I think it was actually in here, but it was on a gold stock that looked exact opposite to this. Anyway, yeah, doesn't matter. I like the look of this channel. I gotta tell you, that's a good looking channel. So here we are coming up against this tail here. This is sort of like last desperate gasp for the bulls. And if they puke out through this tail, look out below. Ay, 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 ay. That looks dangerous. And of course, you've heard my sentiment about gold stocks recently. What's really interesting is the little junior gold stocks, because I guess they've been beaten up so much over the past 10 years. They're not really actually giving up like the ones that have a half-decent fundamental story. They're not actually giving up their recent gains as easily. But maybe if this pukes out, then they'll start calming back down again. Usually it goes the other way around. Anyway. Long and short of it here, there's nothing for a guy like me to do here. Remember we said the little inside buyer guys that were going to try and hunt a bottom here? They've been politely told to get the hell out of there. So that looks like a downward pointing market if I've ever seen one. Poor old gold bugs. And the problem here now is that we're actually into a growth cycle, right? US dollar bull, all that kind of shit. So this is like yesterday's story. This is like investing in, the baby boomers retiring. Well, they've already retired. Millennials are coming online, right? They're bidding the fuck out of stocks and growth and shit. This is yesterday's story. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Little juniors, kind of with the stock market and probably taking a lead on those big tech stocks. Stock market's down, but the junior market is down even more. I got a little bit lucky today. I got a double off on uranium stock that it turns out I still had a whack of it on the books that I forgot to sell. So that was a bit fortunate as well. I had a half-decent little cryptocurrency name rally smartly against Bitcoin, which produced a double in Bitcoin terms. But I noticed, just going through the sheets here today, probably the stock market one's better. There's nothing really to get too excited about. The crypto names, and actually it was interesting. The crypto names, they jumped out of the gate. And then they came back to started to flirt with negative, and it was like, uh-oh, careful. And then they all resumed their up move. Also, this SRAX, what a weird stock, eh? Gaps violently open there and actually down 2 cents on the day. Bizarre. Anyway, obviously we're long from down here, so don't really complain. I tell you, man, when this stock gets going, this thing's going to go nuts. Kind of like, remember I was barking about Hut, how it just couldn't get going. Now all of a sudden Hut, of course, is joining in the party. So I wouldn't be surprised at some point down the road this SRAX starts waking up and woohoo, but it's not today. Anyway, the high flyers of late, can't really step in and buy this, although people evidently are. And you can see I got my next sell over up top. I'm not in the riot trade. I think I've told you this repeatedly, but holy Shiite Muslim. If that's not the definition of a blow off top, I don't know what is. So clearly that's unsustainable over time, but if anything, it's a great anecdote of 2021. We had a silly little, mobile phone play yesterday. That went just absolutely insane, right? Now, I'm more than happy to sell into your crazy ass rallies. I mean, I bought the stock at like $1, and here I am selling it at $20, $30 a share. I'll sell into your rallies, but I just can't buy this stuff here, and you know that. Anybody who's been following this channel for a while, you know how I approach the market. So, make hay while the sun's shining. There those crypto stocks are. But you notice, actually, pot names not really overly happy. Sort of mixed bag here. Even that's interesting because that's a crypto bank. And I mean, look how high it is now. $166. We were looking at that stock when it was like $7 a share. It's crazy. Kevin, remember we talked about this one. Oh boy, look out. Actually, geez, getting close to a double level here for me. Yeah, might do some business there. Also notice too that things like the airline stocks are just brushing up against my double levels. Look at, and actually this is a bot trade. But A, B, C, D objectives. I don't see any reason why this can't get hit. It's just teasing the hell out of me here. Go, come on, Brian. Sell your stock early. We're just messing with your emotions here, buddy. But I'm not really in a big hurry. If this thing can't break out through the top when we go in ML, maybe I'll just walk away. Right? But as it stands right now, there's nothing really for me to do there. We got some of these funny little cryptocurrency stocks on the books, and these things are nuts. So, you saw what the big cryptocurrency stocks are doing. What do you think this thing's going to do when it wakes up? Look at the volume coming in here. Get ready. And it's just sitting at a bot level, 123 to 127. The bot level is 121. I mean, it's just sitting there. Why do I get the distinct impression we're probably going to see a little bit of a rally there? This funny one, I mean, the guy can't get out of his own way, the guy who's running this company. I mean, I took some money off him, but this is theoretically an Ethereum mining company. You think they should be doing pretty good right now, eh? So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. Capitalism sure is fun. Yeah, so you can see some of the mining companies, they're not really overly happy. But, like, look at this crazy one. It's hanging in like a champ, and you can't buy this thing here. I'd probably, if I wanted to buy it, and this would be like sort of that gold market falling apart and stuff, it would be the pullback down into here. Can't touch it there. Actually, this is one that I really am interested in. So if Sky can get back down against its bottom, I'd definitely take a good look at him. And WKG, same thing. These guys, they just rolled the stock back, so if we can get a pullback down into these gaps, I'd definitely take a look at him. But, mining and metals are tough business to be in right at the moment. Anybody did play along with us, just make damn sure to have your open orders working to sell at levels. Because this stuff, it's zipping around at like light speed. And you got to be quick on the trigger here, no doubt about it. Anyway, there's another one here that we picked up recently. It looks like he's getting ready to do something. Yeah, crazy market. Actually, it's kind of interesting. You see the stock market's down, Canadian dollar's down. There's the old corn. Corn actually made a new high here today on this ETF. So technically that's okay, but you can see the new high is coming on divergence in both volume and momentum. Momentum and price momentum. So, I mean, there's no way in hell I can buy this. But, the reason why I mention this is there is another corn ETF that's being listed. I think it's tomorrow. on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So actually, Canada will have two officially regulated, big board listed cryptocurrency exchange traded funds that are actually up and running. So, Bitcoin's here. It's arrived. Let's see. What do we have here? So we talk bonds, gold, metals, stocks. Interesting. There are, this silly oil drives me nuts. I mean, I do like the idea that that's coming into some sort of peak, March, Ides of March. I think this is a 1 year coast to coast kind of thing. Junior market getting a little soft, but I think this is probably more just maybe a little too far too fast. There's good old corn. It actually hit a level that we've been watching for quite some time now. Good old Foggenbaum. And this is pretty long-term shit, right? So that's that there. Hell, I suppose some of you are probably going, well, why don't you do a Foggenbaum off of that range? Right? Technically, it's valid. I think this is probably the one that spits out like $500 million as a price objective. Let's see where the hell that one takes us. So interesting, 2.618 is up into this area we're in right now. And there you go. There's 79,000 as a foggy off of that level. There's a level you can chew on. And the 877 off of this consolidation, which is what I think is really the market's focus. If we can hold above this foggy level and the momentum indicators and stuff start cleaning up and turning up, well, we can start shooting. Look at that. You got an 877 there, an 877 there, 4669 there. So there you go. Merry Christmas. Yeah, that's somewhere between about 80 and 90 G's. Woohoo! Can I suggest to the public, hey, come on in, buy some Bitcoins. This is a low-risk investment. Nah. Can't do it. Sorry. I won't do it. I got to think about my career here. I suppose we could do one off of that one as well. That's a pretty solid level. So, interesting. That W, I don't know. I wonder why we didn't notice that one before. That's probably a more accurate level. Boom, 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 boom. So 55.9. And actually, you know me, I love that parking garage concept. I know that we had sort of a contest. Where the hell's the top in Bitcoin going to be? And Kevin guessed this foggy level somewhere in that area. So far, he's the winner. I can't get much closer than that. Now, do we stop here? I don't think so. But what the fuck, eh? If we did just stop and pivot here, oh man, I think I'll walk to New Mexico and kiss Kevin. But we are up in parking garages, and those people that remember Coinigy shows from years gone by, we used to often see names would rally up into this 200% level, and Brian would be banging out doubles and all that kind of crap, and then we pull back. I suppose we could probably even do Amanda Penthouses, and where's 200%, 300%, 400% off of that, but I don't know. I mean, you can kind of see the slope of the curve is increasing, and that's another sort of sign that, hey, we're probably near some sort of end, not beginning. And if I go like that, you can kind of see, oh, there we go. There's something along those lines. So you can see the parabolic nature of what's happening here, right? Now, how steep does this get? That will actually be more of sort of a tell as to how closer we are to the end of this move. If the slope of this curve just keeps increasing to the point where you see a candle that's just one big fucking green candle. So that's the sort of phase that we're in right now, this blow off top. And of course, I've said sort of 1 year coast to coast. I don't mind that idea that there's going to be some sort of horrendous top in here. But, a lot of people on social media and stuff get angry at me for actually talking this way. It's just like one technician talking, just talking levels, talking charts. not calling tops. The market will top when the market tops. And it's actually not in our best interest to do things like say, this is the top, because clearly the market says, sorry, pal, you're wrong. And then there are exact opposite situations, right, where someone says this is the top, and sure enough, they were right. I mean, you just don't know in this business. I wouldn't necessarily get into the business of saying this is the bottom, this is the top. All I'll just simply say is, hey, if you happen to see a W on your price chart, well, this shit works about 60-70% of the time. So if you take that trade, the odds of you getting a double of whatever risk you're going to take, right? This is your risk window, buying that W, and this is your reward window. If you're right, well, the odds are about 60-70% in your favor. And that's really all we are, is we're just statisticians. So I have no idea if we're at a top. Clearly we don't have any M's. We did have an M that tried to come in here, and I was even kind of like, oh boy, that's a big ugly M. Probably should respect that. And then notice we just went and put in a W on the other side and said, nope, I'm not done yet. There's no M's here yet, so there's no reason for us to be thinking, oh boy, better be careful. And if anything, what I see, which kind of scares me a little, is this looks like, I'll just draw this for simplicity, but sort of like this is your midpoint. It kind of makes like a box, and then this is the left hand side of this funny little study, and that's the right side. So that would be sort of along those lines, that this is the blow off top. If anything, if you want this to continue, you want it to stop doing the parabolic kind of moves. Notice like we were going parabolic here, so it had to stop and clean itself up. So you don't really want to see this. If anything, what's going to happen here, for whatever it's worth, is it looks like it'll do that, and then like this, it'll have to clean itself up to get back to this curve so it can start its march up again, if this happens to be the schedule of the market. So, do what it is you please. Is there a trade for me to do here? No. If I was long from the bottom and I was hitting double levels, I'd be spoon feeding the market, but there's nothing really for a guy like me to do here. Lots of fun in little junior ones, right? Like this little Decred. I mean, bottom end of the range, big spike, come in here. Turns out this wasn't the bottom. We had to wait a little while. This is why I love the nanny nibbles kind of idea. Not really any pressure whatsoever, and frankly, I don't even care what the price of Bitcoin is, but it turns out here, ironically enough, if we actually look at this in dollar terms, this looks nuts. So I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons to this space. What I will say is that if you did do this trade, right, bought here, and now you're selling here, remember, this is what the tax man sees. So just make damn sure to maybe monetize a little bit of that gain, because basically we just doubled your stack of Bitcoin, whatever you put in here. And put a little bit aside for Mr. Taxman, because in money terms this is getting ridiculous, but I don't really trade money terms when it comes to crypto. All I really want to do is stack sats. So you're gonna have to take a couple of those sats that you stacked and just put them into Tether or US dollar or something, just to make sure Mr. Taxman is happy. Be careful, everyone. I saw this trap laid in 2017. Looks like the same trap's being laid now. There are little names that I would consider buyable. I really like this Augur. Ubic, if it comes back down, although maybe it's taken off here and it's too late. But Ubic, I think, is a great name. Decred's just gone fucking insane here. It's almost funny to see these charts. This is crypto in a nutshell. So if you're like disciplined professional trader, I trade ABCDs. Well, In crypto, maybe sell like 90%. Just keep that free 10% on the books because you never know what the hell these kids are going to do. It's almost funny. But anyway, make hay while the sun's shining. And for God's sakes, people, for God's sakes, for Pete's sakes, for Purple's sakes, for everybody's sakes, do not buy public touts. Don't get caught up in this circle jerk or you're just going to hand the market your money. Don't do it. Can't stress that enough. Put out another insulting tweet this morning. I'm sure I'm going to get shot. But seriously, people, don't chase. Don't buy public touts. Do your own research. Build your own plan. What are your reasons for investing? Right? And then follow your plan. Don't just take the easy route out and go, hey, this celebrity's touting this idea. This is easy money. That's the trap in capitalism, and that's why most people lose money in this game. They don't take the time and effort to learn what a half-decent buy idea looks like. It kind of irks me. But anyway, it is what it is. Welcome to capitalism. So, there are names. I can actually see on this screen there are 2 or 3 ideas even right now. Just looking at this screen, I can see that these names are doing things that I would say are justifiable buy levels. I'm not going to tell you because, frankly speaking, I've told you this before. I don't really care if you buy anything that I talk about. It doesn't matter to me. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to, illustrate best practices. And hopefully you watch these and you go, hey, I've never seen that before. That's kind of cool. I'll look for that in the future. Or, hey, that's an interesting way of approaching the market. You mean buy when other people are not interested and sell when other people are interested? Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at the market. I'm going to seriously consider that going forward. And then, of course, if you want to, you can come and join our community. We build just beautiful traders that follow the process. We can teach you the process if you want. Once you know the process, then you are empowered and you don't have to listen to some silly celebrity on social media telling you what to buy. That's my whole objective out of this whole damn thing. So let's hope I'm making progress on my objective. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave the rant at that. Sure hope you got some value out of it all. Go slowly through this. Remember what your number one job is. And, of course, BMA for the win. All the best, and bye for now.